what is going on? She's just deleted her Twitter. She's getting called out because it was exposed, because an interview got
After Caitlin Clark exposed her to the league as a whole. The Indiana Fever president is completely in a panic. Many people are in shock as the criticism gets more intense every hour.
I'm not joking when I say this. Something's gone weirdly wrong. Like, we literally hired a freaking Chronically Online.
But hold on, this is more than just a single press conference or a widely circulated film. The narrative is much more intricate. I also possess all the details.
I have said before, and I will say it again, Stephanie White, Amber Cox, Kelly Crosscroft, the Indiana Fever president, they were not ready. Now, Christine Brennan in her book confirmed. The WNBA and the Indiana Fever did not realize what they were about to get themselves into with drafting Caitlin Clark because the popularity they weren't prepared for and didn't see.
Supporters of Caitlin Clark are speaking out after the Indiana Fever's front office took a terrible turn. Suddenly, her own team president is criticizing the rookie who has been filling arenas and turning the WNBA into a must-watch television show. Yes, Kelly Crosscroft made a tone-deaf comment that shocked her fan following. We hope that the Fever would resemble Apple. It's an unusual flex because it sounds like she's referring to Clark by the iPhone case rather than the iPhone itself. Let's not hold back. Because of Caitlin, the Fever is significant. Her presence is what keeps the national cameras rolling and the product flying off the shelves. But rather than acknowledging her importance, the team's top officials seem more interested in downplaying it. It didn't sit well with the fans. Social media users reacted negatively to the message, calling it out for what it was. Direct and uncomplicated disdain. After that, Crosscroft staged his disappearance overnight. Her old account vanished. No apologies, no justification, just gone. As though realizing she had made a mistake, she logged out in the hopes that the heat would subside. But it's already too late. The internet and fans of Fever never forget.
Yes, Stephanie White, every single solitary move that you make is going to be scrutinized. Welcome to it.
You can tell someone is feeling the heat when they remove their social media accounts during a scandal. The Fever's president, Kelly Crosscroft, took that action after her now famous Apple comment about the squad went viral, and not in the way she had intended. The public did not hesitate. As soon as the video went viral, Clark supporters descended like bees on a fallen drink, criticizing Crosscroft for trying to use a commercial metaphor to reduce Caitlin Clark, the real force behind the WNBA's current prominence, to a generic commodity. By Friday night, Croft had erased his previous account. Simply poof without saying anything, offering an explanation, or making an effort to clean up. Furthermore, no PR statement could ever match the impact of that quiet. Fans weren't just disappointed, they were enraged. We are talking about season ticket holders and ardent fans who feel duped after donning Fever gear throughout poor seasons. The front office of their squad is deliberately mishandling the moment they have all been waiting for. Even worse, this came after weeks of silence on Clark's treatment in court. Referees have flung her around game after game, acting as if they had left their whistles at home. Moreover, her president can no longer acknowledge her value without mentioning the brand. Please, the supporters who saw right through it were only confirmed in their suspicions by Crosscroft's flight to the hills. The match was sparked by the Fever's front office, and it's now a serious trust issue rather than just bad publicity. Sophie Cunningham came next. But before we begin, if you think Caitlin is being singled out on purpose, please click like. Please leave a remark if you think the references are just blind. Yes, please click the subscribe button. Things will only become more crazy from this point on.
If I was a ref, I know I would mess up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing?
Just go tomorrow. You're on the Las Vegas Strip. What can the Las Vegas expect from Sophie?
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna be me. I don't go in there trying to predetermine anything. I'm dialed in. I need to focus on hitting my shots, making sure I'm executing the schemes right. I'm not focused on the extracurricular activities. And you know what? During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do. And I'm a team player, so it's all good.
Sophie Cunningham is the self-described bodyguard of Caitlin Clark, the unofficial vice president of Try That on Our Court and You'll Get Dropped. Her remarks simply ignited the league. During the first episode of her podcast, Show Me Something, Sophie went insane. Her uncensored monologue was stolen straight out of a Netflix program. She wasn't only targeting competitors either. Everyone was at fault, especially those who downplayed Caitlin Clark's value to the league. She stated, "You're literally dumb, not once, twice, but 3 times." The video became popular on TikTok, YouTube, and X. Right now, it's the catchphrase, and Sophie knew exactly what she was doing. But she does more than just talk. This is the same Sophie who just body-checked a Connecticut Sun player into a different time zone following Clark's elbow to the face. The fact that she was expelled didn't bother her. "I'm going to defend my teammates," she said. Do it. However, this is where things get more complicated. Sophie did more than just point out bad officiating or opponents. She started shooting at her own squad, the Indiana Fever. She claims that part of the real disdain for Caitlin comes from the locker room. Some people close to the squad are calling her podcast a declaration of war. It's true that fans have been experiencing tension. The rivalry between established veterans and viral sensations in the WNBA is not unique to the league. In Indiana, it's simmering right now. Sophie isn't here to be kind, either. She's here to blow everything up.
It wasn't a dirty play. It was an intentional foul, and it was meant to send a message. It turned into a scuffle, and I don't think anybody wanted that. But the way that the game went and how egregious the referees were and how they were not protecting players, and they especially weren't protecting the #1 player in this league, the biggest draw in this league, which is Caitlin Clark, and they continue to not do that. To me, this was not a dirty play. This was making a statement because the referees didn't do their damn job. This would not have happened at the end of the game if the referees did their job during the first play. If the referees did their job, not just the first play, every single play leading up to that. If the referees had control of the game, that is their only job. The referees' first job, their #1 job, is to protect their players.
I get it to a certain extent, and every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But there's just more for her.
I get it to some degree, and you're going to approach every rookie entering the league that way. However, there is simply more for her. Let's put it plainly. Caitlin Clark is being hounded on the court. While elbows, body checks, and gouged eyes happened, the referees remained silent. If someone had touched Steph or LeBron in that manner in the NBA, there would have been messages, suspensions, and breaking news alerts. But the action goes on after Clark gets robbed in the W. Think about the May 24th game between Fever and Liberty. In the center, Natasha Cloud rams Clark. There appears to be shoulder-down collision during a 2-point game. The referees stared intently. "Are y'all serious right now?" With his palms up, Clark asked without saying anything. The Liberty cheer, in the meantime, as the buzzer goes off. Sophie Cunningham didn't hold back. She murmured, feeling like burnt dirt again. There's just more for her. She's right. It is increasingly impossible to avoid the harsh and noisy double standard. Instead of tough defense, this is targeted disruption. Even the existence of an implicit purpose has been quietly accepted by certain rival players. Make her put in the effort. But that's code for breaking her before she's too visible. And that's exactly what's happening. But Clark is not going to break. She wasn't there for the league's elevated hazing ritual. She assumed command. When referees fail to sound the alarm, Sophie is out there hurling shoulders and flames on the microphone as if it were her full-time job. This extends beyond a few bad choices. It is beginning to gain popularity. To tell the truth, I'm starting to think there may be a conspiracy. If you're still here, you know this isn't just a basketball narrative. Don't just watch Get in the Mix, then. To stay up to date, like, comment, and subscribe. The next turn of events could happen at any time.
We want to sustain the growth and the interest level in the franchise. I mean, this is about the Indiana Fever. Yes, we have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real.
Behind Indiana's scenes, things are not going well, and there is now real fighting taking place instead of simply showmanship. On one side, the business suits are trying to mold the Fever into a sophisticated brand similar to Apple. On the other hand, athletes, fans, and even opposing coaches are aware of this fact. For a while, the brand is Caitlin Clark. However, this is where things become chilly. Fever. When President Kelly Krokoff decided to reduce Clark's influence, things went south. This is Sophie Cunningham, who not only disagreed but actually lost it with her own managers. Additionally, this was not an impromptu emotional outburst that occurred during the interview. Not at all. Insiders claim that the podcast tirade was prearranged. A prearranged assault after the president's speech. Sophie did more than just make fun of the WNBA. She called out her own front office in public and presented receipts. That isn't irritation. That's rebellion. In all honesty, it exposed a severe identity crisis inside the franchise. Despite having the center point already, the Fever still want to create a dynasty. Furthermore, instead of showing her appreciation, they are acting as if she poses a threat. Now the group is split. Caitlin is seen by some as the future. Some are clinging to authority from the past. And you know what? They are not blind supporters. Sophie isn't either. Krokoff is also not predicated on that mysterious erased former account. Let's be truthful.
Second, take a look here.
What the WNBA is doing with Caitlin Clark is the equivalent of the NBA doing this to Michael Jordan in 1986. It just doesn't make sense to me. You are biting the hand that feeds you. Mind you, without Caitlin...
If LeBron James were slammed to the ground after being poked in the eye, Twitter would melt. The Sports Center would run it continuously. But the league gives Caitlin Clark crickets, a crunch, and no whistle. Imagine Steph Curry being pounded game after game while playing without any protection. Would the NBA just disregard it? Not at all. But that's exactly what Caitlin Clark is going through. She is not a newbie at all. Everyone is watching women's basketball because of her. It's all about Clark, the ratings, and the packed arenas. The source of income is her. In other ways, she's also being treated like a bench warmer. Sophie Cunningham had the best words. Unacceptable. Coach Stephanie White attacked the referees for consistently ignoring it at a press conference. The fans can see it. The media is aware of it. But the league remains silent. This is the unpleasant truth. If Clark were a man, this league would bow down to him. Instead, the executives on her own team rarely take action, and she is being pushed around. Sophie is defending her. The fans are fighting for her. But people who should be her supporters are too focused on politics. Clark is not just the future. She's already arrived. The problem is that, even in 2010, the old guard still acts like they are about to be run over. This is not just a disagreement, but a reckoning. The WNBA's management and her own club might be losing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, even though Caitlin Clark's fame won't fade. Furthermore, Sophie Cunningham constantly reminds us that you are either with her, or you are a complete, and trust me when I say that the next update could blow up the internet if you thought this was wild. To make your voice heard, kindly press the bell, subscribe, and leave a remark. This is just the beginning of the storm. As we reach the end of this unfolding story, it becomes clear that the situation surrounding the team, the leadership, and the reactions across the league represents more than a single controversy or a single moment. It reflects the growing pains of a sport stepping into a new era of attention, pressure, and expectation. When a league rises quickly, when audiences expand, and when a new wave of excitement arrives with unprecedented force, not everyone is prepared for the weight that follows. What we are witnessing is an organization, a fan base, and a league adjusting to a spotlight that has never been brighter, and that transition is rarely clean or comfortable. Throughout this journey, one truth has remained constant. the passion of fans and the determination of players continue to drive the sport forward. Every debate, every disagreement, every viral discussion, and every unexpected twist reveals just how much people care about the growth, presentation, and protection of the game. These tensions, although challenging, are proof of progress. They push teams to reflect, they push leaders to reconsider their communication, and they encourage the league to build stronger structures for the future. With every conflict comes an opportunity to improve, and the conversations happening now may shape the direction of the sport for years to come. Voices clash across social media, interviews, broadcasts, and fan conversations. The shared commitment to the evolution of the game becomes even more obvious. Emotional reactions, strong opinions, and intense scrutiny are signs of a league expanding in real time. Growth is never smooth. It demands change, patience, and the willingness to face discomfort. These moments, even when filled with pressure, help reveal what needs to be adjusted and what deserves to be strengthened. The connection between athletes, supporters, and the wider public has never been stronger, and that connection is fueling a powerful shift in the world of women's sports. Amid all the noise, the heart of the story remains the game itself. The competition, the talent, the strategy, and the dedication shown by players night after night continue to captivate audiences. No matter what unfolds behind the scenes, the court is where the evolution truly happens. Teams continue to adapt, players continue to rise, and the league continues to build an identity that is more confident, more visible, and more unified than ever before. The challenges of today are shaping the victories of tomorrow, and every moment on the floor contributes to the legacy being created. This chapter may be closing, but the larger story is far from finished. New developments, new performances, new reactions, and new surprises will keep shaping the narrative. A league in motion is a league that refuses to stagnate, and the momentum we're witnessing is only the beginning. If you want to stay part of this rising wave, keep watching, keep engaging, and keep your voice in the conversation. Because the next turning point could arrive at any time, and the evolution of this season is still gathering speed. The journey is only beginning, and the upcoming moments may redefine everything we thought we knew. Thanks for watching Clark Facts, your spot for clear, reliable updates and breakdowns. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new update. Stay connected, stay informed. More big stories are on the way.